The financial world is holding its breath as the dollar takes a pause, leaving many to wonder. Is this the calm before the storm? With the Federal Reserve's looming decision and Bitcoin's surprising resurgence, the stage is set for a dramatic shift in the markets. But here's where it gets controversial. While some see the dollar's stagnation as a temporary blip, others argue it's the beginning of a significant decline. Let's dive into the details and explore what this means for investors, traders, and the global economy. Key developments unpacked. Aussie dollars dip and the GDP surprise. The Australian dollar took a hit after GDP figures fell short of expectations, leaving investors questioning the Reserve Bank of Australia's next move. And this is the part most people miss. Despite the setback, the Aussie dollar still managed to reach its highest level since October 30th, showcasing resilience in the face of adversity. Dollar/yen stalemate and the rate hike dilemma. The dollar/yen pair held steady at 155.70, but the real story lies in the contrasting monetary policies of the US and Japan. While the US is expected to cut rates next week, Japan is gearing up for a potential rate hike, creating a fascinating tug-of-war between these economic powerhouses. Bitcoin's comeback. A sign of renewed risk appetite? After a brutal November and a shaky start to December, Bitcoin staged a remarkable rebound, surging 2% to a two-week high of $93,633.70. This recovery has sparked optimism among investors. But is it a fleeting rally, or the start of a new bull run? Tony Sycamore, market analyst at IG, believes that as long as Bitcoin stays above the $80,537 support level, we could see another push towards the $95,000 to $100,000 range. But here's the controversial question. Is Bitcoin's resurgence a vote of confidence in its long-term potential, or simply a speculative bounce fueled by short-term sentiment? The euro's rise and the dollar's decline. Amid the dollar's weakness, the euro has emerged as a shining star, clearing its 50-day moving average and climbing 0.12% to $1.1640. This year alone, the single currency is up over 12%, on track for its biggest annual gain since 2017. But what's driving this surge? A combination of factors, including a weak dollar due to earlier tariff uncertainties and growing expectations of U.S. rate cuts, has bolstered the euro's appeal. However, with the European Central Bank expected to hold rates steady at its upcoming meeting, some analysts are questioning whether the euro's rally is sustainable. Asia's mixed bag. Aussie gains, rupee sinks, and yen's steady course. In Asia, the Australian dollar's rise contrasted sharply with the Indian rupee's decline, which breached the 90 per US dollar mark due to weak trade and portfolio flows. Meanwhile, the Japanese yen remained stable at 155.70 per dollar, with growing bets on a rate hike this month. But here's the thought-provoking question. As the US and Japan pursue diverging monetary policies, which currency will ultimately come out on top? The dollar's future. A bearish outlook? With the prospect of White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett being nominated as Fed chair, some investors are turning bearish on the dollar. Hassett's perceived closeness to the Trump administration and his support for faster rate cuts have raised concerns about the dollar's trajectory. Deutsche Bank strategist Tim Baker predicts a 2% drop in the dollar through December, a historically weak month for the currency. But is this decline a temporary setback, or the start of a longer-term trend? As we navigate these complex market dynamics, one thing is clear. The financial landscape is ripe for disruption. From Bitcoin's resurgence to the euro's rise and the dollar's uncertain future, there's no shortage of opportunities and risks. So what's your take? Do you see the dollar's pause as a buying opportunity or a warning sign? And where do you stand on Bitcoin's comeback? Is it a game changer or just another speculative bubble? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let's spark a debate.